What's up, people? Old Spy back again. And you may be wondering why the heck we are not in the Duke's archives. And the reason is I actually started in recording the Duke's archives, and I got to a certain point where you're supposed to get an item for killing an enemy early on. Luckily, it's early on. And I killed that enemy and the enemy didn't drop, and I realized it's because I did not do a specific event earlier. So, we're going to need to head back to Darkroot Basin. We'll do that from the Undead Parish bonfire. And it is important that we do this because it's going to give us the item that we need to access the DLC. So, I totally forgot about it. The reason I guess I didn't do it is because I didn't want to quit and reload the game. For whatever reason. So, I do apologize for this little mishap. Oops, there we go. So we're going to actually running back to where we fought the Hydra, the first Hydra. The original Hydra. We don't really need to fight these guys. Actually we might need to fight these guys. Let's go ahead and fight these guys. Okay, we're doing good enough damage. Whoops. Do Titanite chunk. Alright, so we need to slide out across this little lake, or whatever you want to call it. And I believe I walked back here, and actually we're going to also do this. This will help. I'm going to throw on the rusted iron ring. We can have some decent movement. And bam, this guy's here. So in order for this, I think you either have to warp out of the area or you have to quit the game. I think it's probably just warp out of the area. It hit a bonfire, rested a bonfire to reset the world state. And if we look up top, this gold crystal golem has a person trapped inside. And this fight is actually a little more difficult if you do it right after you take out the Hydra. So I don't know, it may be, it's not that bad, but it is a little more difficult. So here we go.
So, it is thou who rescueth me.
And be careful if you're an impatient player and you're kind of rushing through here. Take your time on this dialogue.
Long before thine, I cannot so.
Because
I disappear. Allow me to ask my home, Ulysses, my home.
Because
Would this be of assistance to thee?
Because you need to answer yes.
My heartfelt thanks.
So make sure that you answer yes there.
Thou seems that my
Okay, so now she's going to disappear. And we're going to head back. This might actually make the episode a little bit longer. But there's really not much I can do about that because we needed, like I said, we needed to do this. And I can't believe I forgot to do it earlier. Yep, okay, cool. So now when you come over here, you can summon her into our world.
I am Dusk of Ulyss. It is an honor to see thee again. I shall follow thy way.
And so now we're going to learn the proper bow. And we can also purchase a variety of sorceries from Ulasil, as well as the Ulasil Ivory Catalyst, which is a really good catalyst if you have a low level or a low int magic build. If you just want a little bit of intelligence and a couple of lower level spells, this is the catalyst of choice for you. So
For a very long
we can talk to her, all that stuff. We're just going to go ahead and leave now. And let's go ahead and Homeward Bone. Let's see. Yeah, we don't really need a Homeward Bone, so we're good. Alright, so now we're back in the Duke's Archives. And now we'll set up the episode as if we're starting here. So you can see we are indeed back in the Law Trek. We put that back on, the Armor of Favor. We're back in that. Let's go ahead and throw Havel's back on. Now, for this next stretch here in the Duke's Archives, I will recommend the Crest Shield and a weapon that's a little bit faster than normal. So I went with the Dark Sword. I plus 14'd it a little bit ago, and we're gonna go ahead and use that. We'll give it a try. I do kind of like stylistically, it's got that little kind of goldish trim looking, sort of matches. I just like the look of it. So with the good shield, we're using the Crest Shield because of the 80% magic damage reduction, which is going to be very useful through this next stretch. So I recommend the Crest Shield, a good weapon that has a good mix of speedy attacks and damage, and you're going to need some patience. This is not an area coming up that you want to rush through. You want to take your time. You want to try to take the enemies out one at a time as much as possible. You definitely don't want to run in. Alright, so as we can see, and this is why, because you've got archers up here, you've got casters, you've got the channelers, so, and these little crystal hollows can hit pretty hard. As I take an arrow in the back, I like to use this device right here to shield me from the archer while I take out the first crystal hollows. I'm not getting backstabs on these guys. I'm not real sure why. You can backstab them. Okay. Again, you want to lure guys out. You want to lure them to you. You want to fight them on your terms. We're gonna let this guy come over here. There we go. Now, when you come up here, take this guy out as quick as possible. Which, perhaps this sword and its fancy attacks is not the best. But, see, this is what I'm talking about. So they start spilling out. So we're definitely going to try to get backstabs on these guys to take them out as quick as possible. And when you have more than one, typically what I like to do is, if I can, I didn't do it there, but go for the guy that attacks. The last guy to attack, I always try to go for a quick backstab on that one. When you have like a collection of lesser enemies. Caduceus Kite Shield. Decent little shield. We're not going to mess with it right now. Alright, so that should be that. So this is actually the guy that alerted me to the fact that I did not do that event that we just did. So this guy won't aggro until you walk all the way over to him. And you want to kill him. So make sure you kill him, as you will see here in just a second. We take him out, and now we get the broken pendant, which when I killed him before, I didn't get it, and it made me realize that I never went and freed Dusk. So with Dusk free, you get the broken pendant, and that is actually the key to access the DLC, which we're going to do coming up. Not quite right now, obviously. All right. So this guy, one way to deal with him is to try to run in and kill him as quick as possible. Problem is he's going to do that. And then you just need to make sure you're aware. So he's up there. We're going to go around back here. Got a couple of these guys down here. And this is also why it's tricky, because some of these guys like to hide and just wait for you to go to certain places, which triggers them to start moving. And if you don't see them, and you got that guy raining magic down, you got some arrows flying at you, you can get killed pretty quickly in here. Alright, so now we're going to try to, since they're moving down, we're going to try to kill this guy. We're going to wait for our moment here. Probably one more magic attack. There we go. Yeah. You can get out there fast enough. In fact, I'm starting to question my choice of the dark sword, but I'm going to stick with it. Right, try to hammer away at this guy. He's going to continue to be a troll and just teleport away. Now he should be up there. Where did he go back out here? Where is he? There he is. Alright, so we're going to stick to R1 attacks for right now. And use his, use that audio cue of his spell. Kind of prepare yourself, whether you just want to roll or whatever, if you can't see him. Whoops. Yeah, shield does a nice job of... There we go. Alright, we'll go ahead and fight our way through here. You got the ambush out here, and these guys are all those channelers, as you remember before, early on. They buff up everything around them when they do their little dance. So do be aware of that. Some Twinkling Titanite, a Crystal Straight Sword. Alright. Now, once again, chain popped forward. Breathing. Mimic. Take him out. And we get the Crystal Knight Shield. Which let's see, let's do a little comparison here. So yeah, it's got way higher stability. The only problem with the crystal is the low durability. It only has 20 durability, and I believe they cannot be repaired. So the crystal upgrading path gives you a massive boost really in effectiveness, whether it's weaponry or shields. But it also removes the durability. So it's kind of like a one-off type weapon or shield that you want to use in particular fights. Like typically, if you're doing like a low stat build or something, where you can just use that and it will give you a better boost to your equipment. But you can't use it for very long, and then you can't repair it once it's broken. So, all right. So we come up the elevator to progress. And then we got this guy. So we want to lure this guy. Obviously, this is not the ideal place to fight. So we want to lure him out here. This guy's pretty easy to backstab. And then he gets kind of silly. See, he's like, it's all fat rolling and everything. Oh, he does. I forgot he does that. He does parry. So do be aware of that. When his shield is up, he will parry you. Alright. So now that he's out of the way, run on up here and got a crystal lizard. Nice twinkling titanite. Continue on up. You can see things are getting crazy. And we've got a fog gate. A fog gate to a boss fight that you cannot win. So what we want to do instead is we want to equip the rare ring of sacrifice. I like to put that on for this one so that we don't lose anything and we avoid getting cursed. So here's our man Seath. And what I always do is I typically just come in here and let him blast away. Stand right in the middle. Take the damage. And no matter what happens, we are not going to get cursed. And we're not going to lose anything. Yeah, so you are meant to die at that fight. Alright, so now we're in here. Looks like we're kind of running a little dangerously low on some humanity there. Alright, let us go ahead and kindle this on up. Yeah, I would recommend it, just in case. I would at least take it to 15. Which isn't going to help us now, but if anything happens. So you're strolling around. You got these jerks in here. Which probably really don't even need to aggro them. But whatever. We're not that worried about them, so. Alright, so you're running around. Got a door here. That's locked. You got a door here. It's locked. What are we going to do? Well, we're going to kill that guy. Now we got the key. Now we can come out. So now those things are active. These guys are actually going to try to run away. Run! Ah. Trying to get a backstab on them. Whatever. They'll come back down eventually. so as we head down, these guys are coming after us. Dolly, you want to watch out for that grab attack. These guys are not all that difficult. They look way more intimidating than they actually are. You can open up stuff along the way. Come on. There we go. That requires another key. We got a few more heading up at us. Frames. Drop down. There's the prison extra key, which will open up some of the other doors that we couldn't open up. Why was that not letting me attack? No. See, that thing, that does a lot of damage. So the grab attack is the one you have to worry about. Which almost got us killed there. Oof. All right. Get hit again. All right, so obviously be careful if you're coming out of that door. Right in front of these guys. Nice. That's pretty useful. So they dropped some humanity for us. Really, you know what? Let's try this. Let's check out our claymore. I think that's going to be a little more effective, especially right. That was a nice retreat there. Right, so these guys drop down from up above there. And because of the level change, I can't get a backstab. There we go. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to recommend the Claymore over the Dark Sword. Alright, now what we want to do is we want to climb up here. And just for the sake of our ears, let's go ahead and turn that off. And this item here allows us to exit this area all the way at the top. So all the ones were aggroed except for these two. And when you kill them, you get a couple of miracles. Now, I could be wrong, but I think you can only use those miracles if you are in the Princess Guard Covenant. So do be mindful of that. And those two particular miracles are all about HP replenishment. P, come in here. Soul item. Yeah, if you're good enough, you can just backstab both those guys. Not if you're good enough. I guess if you're fast enough, lucky enough that they're not moving. That second guy's not moving around. You can catch him on the ladder. We're gonna climb all the way up. You can wander around out there. You see that item? It's actually a cloth armor set that we're not going to use, so you can scurry out there and grab it if you'd like. I'm not going to bother with it. And so when we come out here, be careful because we got this guy here, and then there's an archer at the end. So just be mindful of that. Get a look out there. You get shot in the back for sightseeing. I typically like to slide around, backstab that guy, and then take this guy on. Alright, so we come in here, we're going to have a channeler up top there, straight across, and then one to our left. So what I like to do is try to run in and kill that guy as fast as possible, so we don't have to worry about him. And then what I like to do is come down this way first. Now we have 10 Estus flasks, and we can just run through and push the level. But we're gonna play it safe. I think that's my best advice here, is to play it safe in here. We're actually going to slide past those guys because we want to get right out here and grab the bonfire. And we should be able to rest before he gets here. Nice. Okay. We'll need to pop one more humanity. And definitely want to kindle this one up to 20. Take advantage, because this is going to be the bonfire that we'll use to head to the boss fight. And while we are here, let's go ahead and level up a couple times. So 2 more levels. After this next boss fight, we should be at the 25-25 for our strength and dex. Which is probably looking like we're going to get to a maybe close to a 40-40 vitality, endurance, and then 30-30 strength and dex for our final build, which should be pretty good. All right, now we want to head back up this way. Oops. Yeah, I slightly forgot that we rested at a bonfire, so And this is, again, a good demonstration of why you want to take things slow. Because with magic raining down and everything else, you can find yourself dead pretty quickly. Yeah, see, these guys, as usual, love to troll around the neighborhood. But with our two-handed claymore, they're pretty easy to take out. Alright, so we want to head up. Watch out for that guy. Turn this crank here. Slides that around. Alright, so with those guys out of the way, the guy we got to worry about now is obviously this guy. We're going to let him fire. We're going to drop down here, roll quickly, get your shield up. And now what we want to do, which is what I typically do, is wait here for that to get blocked. There we go. Take him out nice and easy. Then we want to spin this around. And do be aware that there are some chests up in these corners. Like those corners up over there. So if you want to explore and check them out, feel free to do that. Like right here is where I'm talking. In these places. So the ones that weren't accessible, when you spin those staircases around, if you want to check for the chests. Alright, so we're going to slide on down. We're going to crack this open. And we are going to go right out here, and we've made it back to the bonfire that we just kindled up. So let's go ahead and take a quick rest, and we're going to make our way to the boss. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit longer of an episode. It would have been perfect had I not messed up, so I do apologize for that. We can open this one to get the channeler set. Pretty cool set. Get the crystal ember, which you can give to the giant blacksmith. The archive tower, giant cell key, which is back in the previous area that we were in. But we have not progressed an NPC line. Actually, we might need to go back there. I think we're gonna need to go back there because I think there's a firekeeper soul in there. Now they get you in here and you're popping all these chests and you're having a good time, and then you come over here, and if you don't realize that chain is looking like that, then you're gonna be in trouble. Take him out. Nice. Didn't even. Enchanted falchion, which is nice if you've got a magic build. Good old prism stones. So now we're going to head out here. And once we're out here, there's a number of crystal golems. And quite honestly, we don't need to fight them right now. And especially because we're already at the 35-minute mark. So I'm going to run past these guys, which I normally do anyways. And we want to get into here. Alright, so the crystal cave can seem confusing at first, but it's really not that bad. I typically let this guy come up here and then run by him. And when you get onto these parts, you really, I mean, you can fight everything if you want to. I don't advise it. So this is the first clue that we get here. We can see those little shimmering droplets coming down, and that lets us know that there's actually hidden paths. So you want to look out for those, because they're going to show you the way as we go. So we learned that little secret up there, and now we see it right here. And this path is actually marked off. We just follow the little shimmering things right out here. Now for this guy, I typically don't like to fight this guy. There's no reason to fight him. I let him do his jump attack, and then I run right by him. When we come out here, we see the sparklies right here. And we're going to walk out to the path. Turn around real quick. Got some crystal lizards. And we got a nice score there. So we got 4 twinkling titanites. And some green titanite shards as well. So pretty good score. So do remember that when you drop down. And now we're going to take this path, which is kind of hard to see. So take your time if you're not used to it. But if you look straight ahead, you'll see where the sparkles are hitting. And you're going to run right to here. Get over here. We're going to equip, let's see. We're throwing some gold pine resin. And why the heck don't I have my Havel's ring on? Oh, I never put it on. How about that? Forgot about that. So our rare ring of sacrifice busted, and I never put a ring on. Alright, so right here, you want to be really careful when you come in here. And you see these guys right there, but there's also one hiding back this way. And the thing with the guys out in front of you is they don't attack you in the order that you think they would attack. So it can make it a little tricky, and it can kind of mess you up, and you can aggro way more than you want to. So we obviously want to take these guys on one at a time, and we remember them from the from Ash Lake. And it sounds like there's another one coming in, which I don't know why he aggroed, but that's fine. Nice. 3 hits and they're going down. Remember to check them because they are a good source for purging stones and twinkling titanite. Now you want to walk out here kind of slow. See, and I don't know why we're getting 2 at a time, but we're going to try to deal with it the best we can. Ideally, again, 1 at a time, but we're going to go in with all strong attacks. Try to kill that one at least, even if we take a hit. And we're doing good enough damage with this claymore that they're not that big of a problem. Alright, so we got 2 more. You see what I'm saying? Like, see how that guy, you expect the one right in front of you, even though his back is turned, you would expect him to come first, but he doesn't. I didn't want to do that. Alright, so here we are at the boss arena. And as you're coming down, the first thing you notice is that big shiny object way out in front of us. And that's where we need to head to first. Okay, so you turn around from the boss, because this is the key to the boss fight, and once you smash that, you are ready to smash Seath. So, there is a little bit of a secret to this boss that I will try to demonstrate. And that is right back here. And you want to watch out, because you can be, get locked in there, we can be cursed. So if you get behind him, and doing this, mind you, as you can see, does draw the fight out. So if you don't need this, you don't. I mean, we really don't even need this, but I do want to show it off. I do want to show. And I also would advise, he's going to do some tail slaps. Watch those, because they hurt really, really bad. Misjudged that. Alright, he's sliding around a lot. Maybe I won't mess with it. Maybe I'll just kill him. But if you cut off that back tail, you get the Moonlight Greatsword. So if you're wondering how to get that, that's how you get it. I'll give it another shot. And you have to cut off like the end of it too. But it does make this fight a lot more risky. And since we're already invested, what the heck, I'll just stick with it. Like it. There we go. Got it. Oh, come on. Buff up real quick. Probably not the ideal spot. Get that off the screen. Heal up. And now we're going to go in. As soon as we can get him turned around. Now we're going to go in for the final run here. Tried to get out of there for that one. Yeah. So if you want to beat him and you don't care about the sword, just go after him. And it's not going to be that hard of a fight. If you stay in close here, You can see it's not that hard of a fight. The hardest part is when you want to try to get that weapon. So down goes Seath. Oh, let's finally do it. Woo! I don't know if I got it in time. But that's the idea behind the silver serpent ring for the boss fights. Just once you kill them, instead of doing a stupid gesture like I do, just slap it on and you'll get the bonus. Okay, so we light the bonfire. This is similar to Nito's bonfire. There's no reason to kindle it. And yeah, we're going to head to the Daughter of Chaos bonfire. Real quickly. Or not so quickly. But alright, so this is where we're going to start off. Next episode, I'm going to get out of here quick. I'll level up. And then I'll show you guys that, or I'll walk you through what I did. But I'm going to level up, probably do it off camera. I got to get out of here. Sorry for the long episode. Sorry for screwing up that one part with Dusk. And I will see you on the next episode.